strategies to help your child avoid your burnout. I disagree with the Soccer Wire. So this came out in 2018. Youth soccer burnout is a major problem. Is it? Many kids quit because they can't overturn the burn. Check out some tips on how to avoid burnout in young athletes. They get burnout because the coaching is so freaking bad, focusing on winning. Speaking of bad, I was at Rose Mofford on Friday night, and I was watching two U18 girls team. I think one was Premier, the other one was Gilbert Arsenal, and it was the most disgusting soccer I've ever seen in my life. There wasn't 3 passes made on purpose to their team. Just freaking kick the ball, run through people. It's just disgusting to watch it. That's burnout. I was burned out. I didn't even want to be part of soccer anymore after watching that disgusting performance. Coach Cameron, you're being so mean again. You were doing so much better. It's election day. And why can't I be honest? Why can't I have that opinion and give you a little bit of, me, Angry Dave, or I don't know, just when you see something over and over and over, you lose your mind. It was disgusting. So Gilbert Arsenal, Arizona Premier, U18, whatever, I don't know what level you guys were. I talked to some coaches and stuff. They're like, oh, they're the lower level. It doesn't matter. Pass the ball to your team. Just connect a pass. So disgusting. It was horrible. Back to the article. Being busy has become a badge of honor for many parents. Much of their busyness involves driving their children to and from various after-school activities, lessons, and sports games and practices. Did you know that on an average school-aged kids spend over 5 hours a week in organized activities? That might not seem so bad, but there are many kids spending closer to 15 to 20 hours a week in activities outside of school hours, especially those involved in travel sports. Keep reading for the 3 suggestions. Here's their suggestions. 1, don't push specialization too early. Many parents put their kids in one sport much too early. Experts say that the kids should play what they love while they are young. If that's a new sport each season, that's fine. Specialize in one sport shouldn't occur until their later teens. Yes and no. I say specialize. It's not, instead of removing to another sport, you may turn them off to sports completely if you get 3 bad coaches. How about move them from a club team to another club team to another club team with different coaches until you find that right fit? You need to be in an environment where the coaching is very, very good. That's not focused on winning. When you focus on winning and you have to win, not like the USL Championships, which should focus on winning because we need a winner, burnout will happen because it's that same car ride home. It's that same loss, the same screaming coach. That's burnout. In order for us to compete with the rest of the world, we need players that specialize early and often in the game of soccer. You imagine gymnasts. I did a podcast about this. If gymnasts didn't specialize early as they did or do and do the amount of hours that are required, we would not compete in the Olympics. Ever. And maybe we shouldn't because of burnout. I don't know. Burnout's going to happen based on emotional fatigue. If you go to soccer and you truly love it, you actually enjoy it, you're not going to have burnout. The burnout's going to be a situation where you're being pushed into a negative environment. 2, says the Soccer Wire, don't live vicariously through your children. Why not? There's nothing wrong with that. So I disagree. Go ahead. Just don't push it. Don't scream on the sideline. Don't do the things that will cause emotional fatigue. Kids will avoid, human beings will avoid environments where it's so destructive. You know who you are, parents. I see it every weekend. Every freaking weekend. Their third thing the soccer wire says, give your kids the chance for breaks. Of course. So I agree with that. So the one statement I do agree with. So my son was just training like he's training tonight. He'll train Monday, Wednesday with his team and of his age group in 06. And then Tuesday, Thursday, he trains with the O2 Academy Tuzos team, which is much more difficult, much more pace, which helps him in his development. He loves being around those the college level age kids, and he does well with them. But I noticed that he was cramping. He said, I'm cramping. I'm like, okay, you're done, kind of thing. He's like, he was doing too much because he was on 15 straight days of soccer, and I didn't even notice it. But I just removed him from that environment. I'm like, all right, you need a day off. Even though he didn't want it off, I kind of forced the issue that he needed a break because he was killing himself. I didn't even know. All I do is soccer, and he needed a break, and I just wasn't paying attention. So you might want to log how many hours you're putting in. So I think if you're going to compete with the rest of the world, as a country of the United States, if we're going to catch the rest, we have to indoctrinate our kids to learn to love the game. If they love it, they'll put in a ton of hours. If they're being forced into it, then you're in a tough situation. Just pay attention to your kids. If they're hurting, if they need recovery or something like that, you're going to have to provide that opportunity. But in Japan, they play all the time. All the flipping time. These guys, the Japanese, are playing ridiculous amounts of soccer. This is an article from soccermommanual.com. Japanese playing and coaching. Although it has started to change recently, Japanese kids generally grow up playing soccer on dirt fields rather than grass fields. This is because of lack of investment in facilities and the difficulty to maintain grass due to the weather, and they play all the flipping time. Playing soccer on dirt field has two very different influences on the Japanese kids. First, playing soccer on the dirt makes it difficult to control the ball because the ball never stops rolling and makes unpredictable bounces. It's pretty flat, too, though. It just makes the game faster, so they have to play to feet, which is good. It's kind of like futsal, playing on concrete on the basketball courts. Makes you a better player. This has both a positive and negative effect. For example, as a result of this, players tend to become more skilled and control the ball more so, which is true. I got to get this article straight. Come on. Oh, my gosh. Sorry. Reading on. In addition, playing soccer in the dirt comes with another side effect, more appreciation of the sport. Unlike artificial grass fields or natural grass fields, the dirt fields get worse each time someone plays on them. Therefore, the kids are taught importance of maintaining and cleaning the fields after every use. This is just their nature. So here's a picture of them, dragging the field and stuff. Kind of like baseball. This baseball take care of their fields as well. I think this is important to recognize. But I remember Tom Byer was being interviewed talking about Japanese, and they covered this point. So I was at the LA convention several years ago, and someone asked, what about burnout? And he's like, burnout's not the issue. The Japanese kids are playing 8 hours on Saturday, 8 hours on Sunday. They're playing 5-6 games a day on the weekend. And it's like, it's not a burnout issue. And maybe it's yes, it's different culture and different expectations, but if you learn to love the game, you can play 5-6 hours per day. The Hispanic kids in Phoenix, Arizona are playing all the time. We have to ask them to stop playing so much. For example, there's a big tournament this weekend. I got a call from a coach saying, hey, can you reach out to some of the kids that are going to PC? They're playing club right now. And just let them know, please don't play in the Food City tournament because we have a league game on Sunday. This is what they do. They'll play in games before their youth games. They'll play in adult games. They'll play in youth games. They play all the time because they love it. It's not about burnout. They're indoctrinated in the game at an early age because of the home they grew up in, the environment they grew up in. So burnout, I don't believe in burnout. Not in the game itself. I think coaches, I think parents, I think the pressure put on those sides create the burnout. Those are my thoughts today. I'm done. It's election day. Good luck to your candidate, whether you voted Biden or Trump. Who cares? Well, I do care. But when it's all said and done, we move on. But for some reason, there'll be a lot of people wanting to burn things down. I don't get it. I'll move on. I'll keep doing my podcast. Everything will be fine. Things will change. Might have higher taxes and all that. I'll move on. I can get through it. I won't kick and scream all year like some others. And if you have those issues, you need to seek paid help to talk you through your issues. Get through it, regardless of what happens. All right. Peace out. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed that segment. If you did, please subscribe to get my content 5 days a week.